watching WTF News, the show that baptizes nonsense in logic and still comes out cleaner than the Yamuna before Chhath Puja. In tonight's edition, cricket becomes Christ-driven, Yamuna gets a chemical makeover, and Delhi's air quality gets better, but only around census, and Kerala falls into the hijab versus uniform row yet again. So let's get right into it. India's cricket star Jemimah Rodrigues lit up the Women's World Cup semis with an unbeaten 127. In a post-match press conference, she thanked Jesus. I want to thank Jesus because I couldn't have done this on my own. I know He carried me through today. That heartfelt remark, however, triggered a storm of online outrage from a large segment of fans. Trolls and commentators dredged up old controversies and mocked her Christian faith. Cricketers have thanked God in many ways, yet only Jemimah faced this backlash. In short, a Muslim or a Hindu player saying God did it is fine, but when Jemimah said Jesus did it, too many Indians lost their cool. I'm sure you've not forgotten the news when Manu Bakar thanked Bhagavad Gita for her Olympic medal winning effort. Then the same people went gaga over her statement. I had done a video on it when it happened. In that one, we broke down the survivorship bias, a fancy philosophical way of saying we are only hearing from the winners, not the 300 other athletes who also read scripture and still bombed out. So yeah, once you have done here, go watch that, because the next time someone says God helped them win, you will know how to separate divine intervention from a good PR line. Now, here is the real theological curveball. Why would Jesus help Jemimah win against Australia when literally the entire Aussie squad is Christian and India's 15-member team has just one? If God really did pick sides, you would think the divine algorithm would support the team with more Christian subscribers. But nope, Jemimah won. Australia wept and Twitter exploded. And then came the final 3 days later, where apparently Jesus was still out, retired hurt. He couldn't repeat his wake me up in time for Easter, nor could he repeat his semi-final magic. Jemimah fell for just 24, while the rest of the Indian squad turned water into sweet wine by winning the trophy for the very first time. Well done, you beauties. You parted the boundary lines better than the guy who did it with the Red Sea. And at the end, it was truly a sea of blue that triumphed over a fighting South Africa. That win also ended the Jemimah drama, and poor Jesus, well, he was nailed down again. Just imagine though, if South Africa had won, the headlines would have read, Jesus has risen again. More of the story, faith might move mountains, but it still can't move a cricket scoreboard. In Delhi, election season Chhath Puja turned into a dramatic photo op. Opposition leaders accused the ruling BJP of setting up a fake Yamuna for Prime Minister Modi's Chhath rituals. A temporary ghat with filtered drinking water instead of the filthy river water that devotees actually have to use. According to BJP critics, the party even diverted clean Wazirabad drinking water to Vasudev Ghat so Mr. Modi could bath in clear water in front of cameras. Delhi BJP leaders fired back that the change was baseless political drama, but leaks from state officials admit that yes, the government has been spraying chemicals in stretches of the Yamuna to clear foam on the surface, essentially scrubbing small areas for optics. The same BJP had earlier accused the AAP of using chemicals to clean the river when AAP was in power, and they were using the same to clean the water when they came to power. In other words, the cleaning of the Yamuna was mostly a PR facade. Real river remained toxic, but near the PM's ghat, it looked and tasted kosher. So while the leaders took their holy dip in fresh, sanitized water, the public who voted them to power had filthy water to clean off their sins. The sins of voting them to power, perhaps. Right after Diwali 2025, Delhi should have been choking on smoke. Instead, official pollution figures looked oddly tame, and whistleblowers explained why. Independent watchdogs filmed municipal water tankers spraying huge jets of water directly around the official AQI monitors at places like Jahangirpuri and Anand Vihar. In one spot, a driver admitted crews hosed down the air sensor twice a day while leaving dusty roads and garbage untouched. Experts point out this is a dirty trick. At least 40% of Delhi's smog comes from road dust. So, by wetting the area around a sensor, you artificially suppress reading. In effect, the Delhi government was cleaning the data, not the air. Even after the racket went viral, officials simply sent crews to do the same job, just out of camera's view. But the scam was obvious. The bottom line, Delhi's improved air quality was largely a cover-up with water trucks. Well, I got this video from Heavenly Gurgaon right after Diwali. Who needs cigarettes when you're breathing the smog every single day? Well, the hijab road doesn't seem to end. A class 8 girl from Kochi turned schoolyards into battlegrounds just by wearing a hijab. St. Rita's public school, a convent-run institution, declared war on fashion, stopping her because the hijab violated their dress code. Now remember why we have school uniforms in the first place. But if we let one child customize her outfit for religious reasons, where does it end? In a school uniform, uniformity means everyone sticks to the same playbook, whether it is plaid or plain. The other side says religious freedom, and sure, India's constitution does guarantee that. Kerala's education minister even told the school to design a matching headscarf so nobody's feelings get hurt. Great idea. Maybe they will sell Barbie hijabs in the gift shops next. But there is a catch. Choice. Is this really a woman's free choice or a religious forced act? In fact, women from communities around the world admit they wear the hijab often because their family wants them to, or to avoid trouble. So a brave 13-year-old might have only had one path, scarf or scolding. That doesn't feel like a totally free choice, does it? Look, I get it. Schools are supposed to be secular sanctuaries of learning, not free-for-alls of religious cosplay. Uniform rules exist to treat everyone the same because algebra makes more sense when you are not distracted by cultural kuta. If we start permitting headgear for one faith, we would need space for all the others too. Uniformity isn't about stamping out culture, it is about equal treatment. So, what have we learned this week? That religion is still the fastest growing influencer in India, outranking science, common and civic sense, and sometimes sanitation. Contrary to what a certain Matthew Hayden once said, it is not Sachin Tendulkar, but it is Jesus Christ who apparently bats at number 4 for India. Yamuna takes a holy bath in mineral water. Delhi's pollution gets suppressed like dissent on Twitter. And Kerala yet again proves that hijab is not a choice. This was WTF News, where we break down the holy noise and decode the divine distractions. Like, share and subscribe, or we will pour holy water over your Wi-Fi router. Stay questioning, stay curious, and remember, blind faith is fun until someone loses common sense.